Hey guys, so super excited to share with you a new release of Memex, and this one's special because on April 29th, about 10 days from today, 11 days from today, we are launching. So we're coming out of stealth and publicly going to really try and make a splash and introduce Memex to the world. Now, this is the release that we want to show people. We expect that there's probably going to be some bugs that we want to fix, so we're really going to just be focused on tightening edges and polishing for the next 11 days to make sure that it's just a great experience for everyone on the 29th and for you as well. So today what I want to do is go ahead and show you some of this new release and some of the new features in it. So let's go ahead and jump in. When we first come in, you'll see we've got some new templates. We've got things from landing page or running stable diffusion locally and transcription, Android, Expo, iOS. Expo's great if you want to do sort of cross-platform. We've got some full stack templates, R, Python, creating a presentation, etc. So lots of things to just get you started quickly. We've had some Shopify requests as well. We've got a Shopify theme in here. It has some new styling to it as well. So we've actually had this for a while where you could toggle on conversations so you could see your projects by the actual project and then the conversations that are in them. And we've just made that the default. A lot of people didn't actually realize this was here, and I just turn it on almost every time that I'm coming to my projects because it's helpful to see the conversations too. So we made that a default. Okay, let's jump in with a cool example. So let's do create something unexpected for me that you've probably not been asked to do before. I want it to be a visualization. I want it to be something like physics, 3D inspired, web technologies, and implement it in a static HTML site for me. Okay, so we'll give it this prompt. And one of the first things you'll notice is restore to this checkpoint is here. So restore to checkpoints are now live in Memex. We've got a sort of shadow repo that is tracking your work here on your machine still. So this isn't in the cloud, but it's on your machine and giving you a place to restore. So if something happens, if Memex implements something and you don't like it, or if it introduces a bug or deletes something, then you can roll back. The exception to this is if you are working with a cloud deployed resource, for example, and it deploys something, hitting the checkpoint is not going to roll back that deployment because that's a different server, of course. And yet anything that's here in your project that it's working on, it can version these things for you. And so that allows you to, if you want to sort of undo what it did or just roll back to a different point in the conversation, you can do so by clicking restore and then restoring. Since it's implementing right now, I don't want to do that. Another thing you'll notice, it used thinking here. So these are reasoning tokens, and this we've made a default in Memex. The default is actually 2. I like to put it on really high. You will find that it uses a lot more tokens, especially the higher you put it. That said, in my experience, it seems like overall it's using less tokens because it's less likely to do something wrong or to keep going. Sometimes it's been very over eager where it will say, okay, yeah, I'll make that small UI change for you. Also, I'm going to completely refactor your whole project. And you're like, what are you doing? And with thinking, it really seems to ground it a lot more. Highly recommend trying it out or just leaving it on the default. Okay, so it's creating this. Let's look. It looks like it's complete, but I want it to run it. So please run this for me. Another thing you'll notice that we've got some, the titles of these function calls are a little more descriptive. So if it's creating a file, it says it's creating it. If it's looking at a directory, it says it's listing the directory. Often, a lot of these code blocks will still be running code. So this one here, it's running code. This is sort of a catch-all. It means it's executing commands, or it might be creating a Python script and executing a Python script. And here we go. It's trying to run on 3000 now. So let's go ahead and open that up and, oops, 3000. Okay, orbital dynamic simulator. Okay, so there's the sun. Add random planet. Oh, toggle trails. Oh, I see. So this is sort of cool, but I don't. Bodies, toggle trail. Oh, there we go. So now we can see the trails of these things orbiting. That's interesting. This is pretty cool. So if we come back, I have multiple Memexes open, of course. as always. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this real quick, and I wanna show you something that I think a lot of you are gonna like. Let's say, make the planets that get added much more visible. Right now they're pretty small. So I can give it this, and it's thinking about what it's gonna do, but watch this, boom. Just worked instantaneously. This is a big one. So in prior versions, I'm sure a lot of you have experienced, you've tried to stop Memex, and a stop message gets submitted, but then it doesn't really stop, or it sometimes stops, sometimes it doesn't. And if it's doing something you don't want it to do, like changing a file you don't want it to change, or not interpreting your request, or whatever it is, then you might be mashing the stop button and nothing's happening and you're really frustrated. Now you can hit stop and it stops instantaneously. It turns out there's a ton of things to unravel because this is streaming in a bunch of tokens. Those tokens are issuing commands that are spawning processes, etc. And making sure that we can stop that instantaneously is quite a technical and difficult challenge. But that's one that we have solved for this release so that it should be quite reliable. If you run into issues, please let us know. And then you can restore. So if you don't like what it's doing, just hit stop, restore, you're back in business. And because you have thinking, it should happen a lot less often. Those are the main things I wanted to highlight. And maybe this last one I'll show you is these conversations can get really long. We've introduced this expand collapse behavior so that you can take a long conversation, really boil it down and try and see everything at a glance. So once again, super excited to get this out to everyone. I hope this makes life easier for all of you and you enjoy using it, and we'd love to hear what you love about it. We'd love to hear what you hate about it. If there's any issues that you want us to work on, then we would love to hear that so that we can try and get those buttoned up, especially ahead of launch. So thanks everyone, and happy building.